everybody. Congratulations, you finished Global Game Jam 2019. Can't wait to see what you've all done these last 48 hours. I've seen some of it and it looks pretty amazing. I'm excited to see it up here on the screen. Like I said before, we'll have a few minutes to show what you've done. Your whole team's welcome to come up. It'll just go faster if you have one person talk, one person play, and just give it a little quick overview about your game and how it related to the theme. Please remember at the end to clean up and take all your stuff. We don't want you to leave anything here. Help us break down tables if you don't mind. A quick thanks to Daniel, Liz, all the volunteers here, our mentors, all the Pacific Science Center staff that's been helping us out all weekend, and of course you all for coming out and spending your weekend here with us making video games. If you haven't uploaded your games yet, you still have a few hours left to do that. The servers should be open for a week-ish, so if you need to make some last-minute tweaks, you can do that on globalgamejam.org. If you have any questions about that, see me later. Thank you to our sponsors, again, the Science Center, TurboPlay, who should be with us, IGDA, G Fuel, and the tea company for the yerba mate tea that they donated to us. For Seattle Indies, you can find out more info if you like this game jam and you want to keep coming to our stuff. You can find us on Meetup, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, mostly /Seattle Indies. If you happen to be a Microsoft employee, you can actually get corporate matching for your hours that you spent here at the game jam, and you can donate it back to Seattle Indies, and we'll get a little extra money for that. That actually really helped us this weekend. We have a couple of dedicated people who go to the Indie Support Group every week and get us some volunteer money and help pay for all the food that we all ate this weekend. They're in this room, so you should give William and Edward a round of applause too for doing that. Just upcoming things that we have for Seattle Indies. Tomorrow we have our Queer Dev meetup, which is for the LGBTQ+ and allies at Optimism at 7 p.m. Indie Support Group, like I said, every Saturday across the way at AIE. That's like a bring your own computer, work on your stuff, co-working type experience. We're bringing back the Eastside Meet and Drink in Redmond, so if you live over on the other side of the lake, that's going to be the 5th, I think. The first Tuesday of the month is what we're aiming for at the Hop House in Redmond. More info on Meetup. The show and tell that we're going to be doing for Global Game Jam, we're all going to get a chance to come back here and let people in the museum and your friends come play your game. We're also inviting the people from Bellevue College to come join us and show what they made at Global Game Jam. So be back here. You can sign up now. It's going to be 2 weeks from today, February 10th. Find out more info about that on our meetup. And then obviously we have our social third Tuesday of the month. The next one will be February 19th at Optimism. And this time at 5 o'clock we're doing a Seattle Indies Town Hall. So if you'd like to know more about the inner workings of Seattle Indies or how to get involved as a volunteer, come to that and you'll find out a whole bunch of information from the board members and myself. And lastly, hopefully we'll be doing another jam in the springtime back here, hopefully with the University of Washington again, like we did last year. Topic has yet to be decided, but we'll be announcing more about that soon. And with that being said, let's bring up our first presenter, Robbie.
Hey, so I made a game about home automation. Basically, everyone knows about Internet of Things, a lot of internet-connected appliances, ovens, that sort of thing. Is there a hidden danger? The answer is yes, because in this game, one player plays as the human in the house, and everyone else plays as the Internet of Things. So if you want to go to this URL, you can play along with us. I have not tested it with nearly this many players, so this is going to be fun. So your objective is to basically feed this penguin. The penguin wants some cake, so you have to find some cake mix, and then cook that in the oven, and then serve it to the penguin. It sounds pretty simple, but most of the actions are going to be actually driven by the people watching in the audience. So this door, for instance, was opened by someone earlier. Thank you very much, by the way. And now it's closed, which locks me in. Now it's open again. All right. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try and grab. Nope. I have to be very careful because the Internet of Things is dangerous and can kill you. That's true. Get that gigness. You got 1 HP left. Oh, you got me. But I got out with a gate mix. All right. So now I've got to go in. I'll quickly show you the cooking. So I think it's not that one. How about this one? How about door 1? Let's find door 1. Yeah, that's what we want. All right. Thanks. Door 1. Thank you. 100% sure life. Oh, I got burned. I'll try one more time. We made a cake. Thank you very much, Internet. All right, I'm dead, but you essentially get the idea. If you're interested in this, you can check it out online. I've uploaded it. It's called Internet of Things Simulator 2019 3D. Thank you.
All right, next up, we've got Team Home showing off Osmosis Bones. And on deck, we've got C+++ showing off Fashion Conductor. And as a second on deck, we've got Mentor Adventure featuring Melancholy Mario, which, wow, that's a tongue twister.
It is very plugged in.
Make sure the audio output is correct.
Oh yeah, you might have to change your audio source. Let's see if this works. All right. Cool. Hey everyone. So this is Osmosis Bones. It is a adventure through the bloodstream, so that you can try to make it to home, which is the heart. And this is where the heart is. So you're going to be avoiding things like viruses and white blood cells that attack things that are foreign to the body. You will be in a submarine or a nano device going through the bloodstream, and if you get red blood cells, you'll get a little boost on the way that'll speed you up. Let's get it demoing. Alright, so we have some plaque here. You can fire things to destroy plaque. We got this all procedurally generates in a very intense way. So every time you play, you might find yourself with a lot more viruses that you're coming across, or maybe a lot of red blood cells. And we wrote a lot of puns for this game, as you see on the bottom as well. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm going to chat a little bit more just so you can see a little bit more of the game. Who here loves the movie Osmosis Jones? Anyone? Okay, good, good. Saw quite a few people comment on that through the weekend. Alright. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Awesome. So next up, we've got C++, showing off Fashion Conductor, followed by Mentor Adventure with Melancholy Moyo. And then on deck after that one is going to be Dog Walkers, featuring Else Return Home.
Hi everybody. We are C++. Sorry, technical difficulties, as always. Yeah.
Change your default output. That would make our presentation long enough.
Cool. Hopefully that fixed it. Hey. Alright, hi everybody. So again, we're C++. Our game is Fashion Conductor, and we'll just kind of briefly go over instructions and stuff. Basically, the idea is that you are a fashion conductor on a train, and people are constantly stuck on this train and want to revitalize their lives with new furniture. So your job is to bring the sense of community to your community. And as you can see here, people want things. We didn't have an artist, so I'll just say that. We actually had one of our programmers do the great 16-bit art, as you can see there. And I couldn't have done that stuff. Drop the code. So the game's fairly simple. Like I said, people request things that they want, and you give it to them. The music changes for the breather mode here, so it kind of gives you a little break in between, and then it's back to hectic. The idea is kind of like a score-based 2D platform. You're trying to get as best score as you can in the time limit. We gave it just a minute for this demo, but yeah, please enjoy. This is just a little gameplay, and then I'll get back to talking in a sec. So as you can see, as you go further on the level, it kind of expands further, creating more of a hectic feel. The top levels open up later in the game, and it just provides kind of a challenge. This is just like I said, a score-based game, so your final score is whatever, and then here's our credits. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. Next up, we've got Mentor Adventure, featuring Melancholy Moyo. And then Dog Walkers with Also Return Home, and House Hunters with House Hunters.
off once it is about.
Music might not start until.
Yeah, it starts inside.
Yeah. That should be loud.
But it's starting on
This number is on the tower.
Yeah, but it's not sending sound at all.
You start talking.
Hey everybody. Hi. You go ahead and play. We're Melancholy Moyo. We talked amongst ourselves about what exactly the meaning of home is for us, and we believe that home is an amalgamation of things, experiences, and people to find our way. And home is often done by helping the community, and by helping others, you're helping yourself. So Moyo here, my main character, is going from neighborhood to neighborhood, helping their neighbors find the things that they lost that bring them joy. So, your neighbor prompts you on what they're looking for. You look for it, you grab it, and bring it to them. We had an awesome team put this together, and as you can see, we have several different options for actions. We have jump, slide, and some amazing animations here in just being cute. The heart there is a gliding pad, as you can see. So it can help you get from place to place.
What's the other guy? Yeah.
And that's our game.
Alright, next up we've got dog walkers with Else Return Home, followed by house hunters with house hunters, and JS with potluck story time.
Yeah, as they do.
Technical difficulties. Thanks for that, man. Sounds pretty good.
Like your volume setting would mute on the main screen.
Start the game. They release one every day.
Yeah, to restart the game time.
Well, we just enjoy watching you, Rob. Alright, so the game we made this weekend is called Else Return Home. during the brainstorming session, we kind of all sat down and we asked each other what home means to us. And it meant quite a few different things, but the three things that we really got out of it that was kind of a consensus was joy, comfort, and loved ones. Kind of was everything for home for individual people. So welcome to the post-apocalyptic world. Elf's Return Home is an artistically noir-styled first-person explorer game where you play as an introverted robot named Cindy. With the help of trusty friend Dorg, an old photo, and salvage from a dilapidated city, you set out to find what home means to you and your morose roommate. Josh did the level design and environment design. Nick did the character design and localized art. Andrew Hung, one of our three Andrews, did programming and shaders. Andrew Hermes did audio programming and little bug fixes. Andrew McPherson, who went home with a migraine, had a project management and gameplay programming. Rob did the gameplay programming for the most part. And then I did the composition for music, sound design, and narrative design. So the objective is to find these objects that you see in the photo at the beginning of the game and try and make your home more like that, because it's like a stock photo that you kind of found, and you're a robot trying to kind of understand what home means, because you have a friend who's a little bit sad and downtrodden at home, and you're trying to make him happier so that they can be at home as well. And then you have your little dog robot that follows you around and everything throughout the game. And the longer you're away from home, your battery starts to drain, so you need to go home to recharge, which is kind of something that we all feel, especially if you're introverted. You need to go home to recharge after dealing with the outside world. So when you're at home, you do that. Every time you bring home the correct object, your home gets a little bit brighter. So the colors start to come into play, and also you get more music and everything like that, because the music's layered at home, so you'll get more of that stuff. But yeah, that's Elf's Return Home.
Next up, we've got House Hunters, followed by Potluck Storytime, and then Team Clueless featuring Homing Missiles.
Can I just
can we have the rest of the team up to the stage, please? Do you want to come up? Do you want to hang out with us? Yeah. All right. We are the team behind House Hunters, a game you will see in probably 25 seconds if we're lucky. Our idea was that home is a place that you feel comfortable in. It's a place that no one should be able to take away from you, even when you're dead. So, you play as a ghost, trying to scare off the people who are trying to purchase your house. Because you technically still live there, right? I guess we got we had 4 programmers. We had 2 lovely artists and a wonderful project manager. I've never worked with a project manager. I hope I will never again work without a project manager.
I just want to say we couldn't have done this without G Fuel!
Yeah, that's right.
We agree. All right, okay. We might not sound.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've kind of already explained, but we went through all the work of making this tutorial sequence, so you are being invaded by waves of home buyers. It is your job and only option to use all of the elements of the house and your natural ghostly spookiness to get everybody the heck out of your property. So, everybody starts coming in, looking through the rooms. Everybody's gonna just kind of poke around and check out the kitchen. Does the bedroom have a bed? Yes, it does. That's great. This checks my box. And we're going to tip over every single flower pot available to us until everybody hopefully runs out of the house screaming. They are extremely resilient. If I were in this house, I would already be heading outside. But this is the Seattle rent market, so they're really open-minded. So, some of the people are getting a little bit nervous, which is great. Just push them a little more and they will run out of the house screaming and running into a couple walls usually. We weren't able to figure that part out. But as you can see, somebody has not been deterred. This green, smiley, money, face, eyes person is heading toward the realtor to pull out the checkbook they have in their pocket and make a bid. And they got to the realtor, and sorry, you're out of there. You gotta find a new house to haunt. All right, thank you.
Can't spell haunted without Ed. Next up, we've got potluck story time, followed by homing missiles, and then Sean Featherly with housing rerule.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Is that good?
Alright, we don't have technical difficulties because we made an edible game. So, yay! So I guess I like making edible games, and the thing about home is like food is very homey to me. You make it at home, you tell stories, it reminds you of things. So the game we made is called Potluck Storytime. And the idea is that you gather a group of friends together, you tell them all to bring something for their potluck, but the catch is they need to bring something that they have a story about, that they can tell a story about. So for today, I brought some promite little worm sandwich things. Like, I'm Australian, so I brought a whole bunch of Aussie things to share with people to tell stories about Australia. I bought some fairy bread and I bought some musk sticks.
And then I also brought some very common things like s'mores and coffee.
Oh, I forgot to say, I'm Jen Sandercock and this is Jason Swan. So the idea is that you serve your food to everybody at the table, and as they're eating it, you tell the story of that item. So, for example, the fairy bread is a very classic Australian kids' party treat, and so I tell a story about a kids' party I went to when I was a kid. And everybody eats the item, and then for each person in turn around the table, you guess whether they're going to have a story to share. And that story could be based on like the flavor that they've just triggered, or maybe something you've said in the story that's reminded them of something. And so you just take a set of like playing cards. Red means you think they're going to share something, and black means you think they won't have anything to share. And then you just predict. You think, this person there, I think you'll have something to share or something. So I put this is my guess. And then you ask the person, do you have something to share? Yes or no? They share or they don't share, as the case may be. And then you hear their story, if there's a story. And then if I guessed correctly, then I will get a point, and otherwise I don't get a point. And then everybody just goes around eating food, sharing stories about the food. And yeah, is there anything
I think
else?
that's about it. I mean.
So yeah, it's a very simple game. We uploaded all the rules to the Game Jam site, so you can check out the rules and play at your next potluck.
tastiest of all the games. Next up, we've got homing missiles, followed by housing reroll, and then after them we'll have Team Burb with Suburbia.
What's up, GGJ 19? Okay. We started the game on the idea of what does home mean to homing Messiah. And then we start our next 48 hours basically elaborate on the poem. It hopefully will be ready in 5 minutes, maybe? Yeah. It's a multiplayer game where you are a homing Messiah and you need to go home to your family. You have to find your home and you want to avoid being a missile technically. You want to avoid being hit to any tank, any helicopter, any kind of military machine. It's a war-torn area, so there's lots of war machines there. You have to navigate your way around to safely get to your home.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah. That's like our story for the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
Some technical difficulties.
Like GitHub all over again. Is it happening?
No.
Why not? Okay, I think I'm gonna go and display. I'm just gonna mirror display. It should. It didn't work.
Well, it was a fun game. I can tell you that. Very beautiful menus, nice graphics, cool animation, well thought interactions. You can imagine all of them.
That's not.
Yeah, it's HDMI in a second.
Don't blame it on me. I'm the only one in the team with the MacBook, so.
Can I, yeah, this is plug in this guy.
What? You wanna see? What is it?
This is Microsoft first. Still nothing's coming up.
Nothing's coming out.
You want me to? Yes, I do. That helps. Oh, Mac. That's why.
Okay. Thank you. Someone, finally.
Please.
Yeah.
Bring up the next group and then have you guys come back.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Let's get our next group up, guys, and we'll have them come back.
So
in
while
a second.
they're rebooting their computer, can we get housing reroll up to show off their game? And in the transition, if anyone has any good Mac-related jokes. Mac? Apple computers?
I don't have any good Mac jokes. explain to you is what this all means to the player. So I was trying to have the player decide what it does by re-rolling and changing the options in the game, like wall jump and double jump. So you hit re-roll and it changes. But one thing I had trouble communicating was that this is supposed to read as a sentence. So home is where the heart, office, money goes, and the end of the day are. And then you get a different sentence every time you hit re-roll. And that changes the game you get. So let's do one that's like 20 seconds. And the actual game is just off the asset store mostly. Because I'm not an artist. So this one is end of the day, so it's getting darker. And once the timer runs down, then the day's over and you lose and you have to restart. And if I don't like this one and I want to start over, I can re-roll and get something else. And I have stuff like different maps, if you pick some of them, like this one's the messy landscape. And this is the office landscape. And so you change the game by just hitting re-roll. And you collect the coins, so in this one you got like mortgage and whatnot, so you need to collect more coins to win. And that's the general gist of the game. I guess I should beat it once, because it doesn't take that long. Especially if it's on double jump. Oops. There. Let me just show you the finished ones. So my awesome animations. And that's the end house. That's it. But,
So what I just saw is everyone else made one game, but he just made like 16 different games.
Okay.
It's not responding at all.
Okay,
That-
next year.
You can find it on the website.
Okay, great. Yes!
Okay, nothing new.
Nothing new.
We just try to show the game.
That's us.
Yep.
One thing to mention is that I am probably one of the good 3D modeler animators in the house, so it was a shame to use any asset stores stuff. We all did it here.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Yeah.
Alright.
You choose your Messiah. They are different in the stats. And when you're ready, you just hit this.
There we go.
They're all family-friendly Messiahs. Sorry, I have to drop this. I don't want to lose.
Go to your home.
That's me.
Come on, go to your home. Let's do
The
something.
red one. Okay, I lost that one.
So as you can see, the missiles has the same color as the building. The same color is the home. So if you go home, then you can just, stay there and manipulate the game and kind of like create obstacles for others. Let's try again. So one of us can go inside the home.
So if you want to
faster.
put water to it,
No, this you do.
Okay, let's go.
So there's a twist to this game, and although it's a racing game, there's a risk and reward, right? You don't have to like necessarily finish as soon as possible. If you stay more in the game, you're gonna get more points, but at the same time, you're risking being destroyed and getting 0 points. So, and the good thing about finishing first, although you get less points compared to other players, but you get some bonus points and bonus actions like creating fog for other people, so they can like navigate harder inside the level.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
you
it.
can play it from 1 to 4 players. So that was it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, we've got Team Burb with Suburbia, followed by Team Vashon Farm with Melody Forest, and Space Cowboys with Spaceables.
You go out there. Actually, I'm gonna need the microphone. Hey, what?
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so, what does home mean to you? Home means different things to different people, to different things, to different creatures. And home is someplace where you feel safe, secure. Home is where you feel comfortable. Home is where you feel like you can go to sleep at night. It could be a house, it could be an apartment, it could be a car, a hotel room, it could be a hole in the ground. We only had a weekend to really do this, so we wanted to go with something very simple, but still kind of interesting. So we went with, start it up. We went with birds, or as some of us might know them, burbs. Is that cool? All right. So this is a bird in a suburb. Right. Let's see. We can. A bird can walk along the ground, but it's kind of a little awkward. So birds kind of like to hop, because you move through the air. You're a bird. You have wings, and of course, if you fly, you move much more easily. And of course, bird is flying. They feel just as home in a tree, and that is where their nest is. But this nest is not done yet. We need to get things for the nest. There are all these little sticks and bits of grass and bits of mud along the ground, and you need to pick these things up and carry them back to your nest, like birds do their whole lives. So the game is essentially just gathering these things up and carrying them back to the nest and building the nest up until it is a full livable nest that any bird would like to live in, including the other birds that you would call your the song of your bird song up to. And that's pretty much the game that we got. So. Yeah, we had some really great sounds put together by Matthew. Is he still here? Oh, yes, yeah. Made some nice, relaxing music to play in the background, and also got us some nice little bird calls to put. We tried to make it so that we have a different bird call for each little bit of text that comes up, so it's actually like the birds actually talking. Yeah. That's Suburbia.
Okay, next up we've got Melody Forest, followed by Spaceables, and Team Carbs with Dino Baby. Fun fact about Melody Forest is that they like watching Steven Universe and Avatar The Last Airbender simultaneously. There's a plus sign between them. I bet they sync up really nicely.
trying to think of Mac jokes right now. And the only question that comes to mind is, which desktop is that? Wait, I think I know what it is. Alright. Okay. My name is Mike Chomsky, and this is
Aduna Chomsky.
So when we talked about what home means to us, for me and my family, it's kids and the routines that we have, and we have lots of chickens, and the kids like to play in boxes. So without further ado, we have two games basically. One to find chickens and their eggs so that we could raise the chickens or the peeps, and then another one to make a house out of boxes.
Also, when there's the chickens, there's 9 eggs and 9 chickens. You have to get them all.
Let's play the game. So a simple platform. Those are actually our chickens. This one is Buffy. She's the only Buff Orpington we have.
The other ones died.
Yay. Aduna, you helped out a lot with the art, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about the main character?
The main character is just a person that does really goofy walks because my dad switched her legs a little bit. So when you see her run, you can see a little bit of the dress going like behind her, and you can see.
None of us were animators, and we had the main artist right here. Thank you so much.
Next up, we've got Spaceables, followed by Dino Baby, and Waddle Waddle with Nesting Season.
There with us? Perfect. That's exactly what we're trying to do there.
I guess it's our turn to make a Mac joke. I'll do it at the end.
All right, cool. Microphone is vaguely working. Can I take over there, Michael?
You're standing in front of the projector.
Perfect.
You can also do make his wireless.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. We are Team Space Cowboy. Oh, the sound. Okay. I guess we'll just use the Mac speaker because we played with enough settings for that. Anyway, so this game is called Spaceables. It also goes by another title on the actual Global Game Jam site, which is Welcome to the Bone Zone. We did not choose it. That was our remote team. So to run through the team, we have Michael here, who did the art, We have Noah, who is a programmer. We also have 3 other remote programmers, Rajan, Chris, and Marty, and I'm Isaiah, and I was basically just a Git consultant. So, basically what the concept of our game is you are a space cowboy robot named Maurice on an odd alien planet, and you have to maintain these various resources you see here: oxide, undrite, sustacells, which is food in this world, and hydron. And we're really trying to capture the essence that you maintain your home, take care of your home, and in turn, your home takes care of you. So, we have here, you can see we're collecting various resources. We can jump into a crafting menu and use those resources to build various things. I think our proudest of which is the Sustacell catapult there, bottom left. And what this essentially does is you set it down in the world. Maybe it doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes it works. But you set it down in the world, let it charge up, and then once it's charged up, it will catapult items of food around the world for you to then go and collect. Yeah, I think that's about the gist of it.
Anything else you want to show? No, I think that's it. You like my cactus with the space helmet? Because cactuses need to breathe too. Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's about it. Thanks so much, everybody.
And now it's time to Macintosh this in the trash.
Needed a drum hit for that.
Next up, we've got Dino Baby, followed by Nesting Season, and then Goma Games with Ember.
God.
You can hold it. There we go.
Lit.
Alright, so for our concept, the idea of what home means to us, we kind of took a take on the idea of like providing for your family. And so the concept for our game is this little dinosaur mom who's running around trying to feed her kid.
Turn up the volume. Where is coming out of the... Is it fine?
Yes.
It'll be fine. Okay. We'll go there.
Alright.
Alright.
So, you have this little dinosaur mom that's running around this map. And so down in the bottom left, there's some icons. Those are the icons of kind of what food you have to collect given what kind of children you have. So right now, that little icon there is a fish, so you have a carnivore baby, and so you have to go around and get a fish. And then at the end of the day, or before the end of the day, you want to make sure you return home so that you can feed your kids.
Alrighty, so then the next day, your kids obviously gotten bigger, so this time you have to get 2 fish in order to feed them. It's a lot more responsive sound. So then after the second day, you get another baby, so now you have a carnivore and an herbivore, so you have to get fish and also berries to feed them both. And then you also want to be careful because there is a little bigger dinosaur that wants to take your food from you, so you want to make sure to avoid him. Because if he catches you, he's going to take your food and your babies will starve. Yep. All right. I'm good.
We good? Okay.
Yep.
We just... We're good. Okay.
Yep. So yeah. Oh, and then the goal, obviously it's not quite stated here, but the goal is to survive 7 days, to feed your kids for 7 days and then win. Yep. What?
It could be.
I don't know.
Next up, we've got nesting season, followed by Ember. And then after that, we're going to have You're the Man Now, Dog.
Hello. We are Waddle Waddle. I am Julie, this is Olin, and this is Max. And,
No.
No? This way. Cool. So, to us, while Olin is getting this fixed set up, home means warmth, safety, a place to make your own. And we were heavily inspired by nature documentaries, as you'll soon see. Yes, Maxwell is responsible for our sound effects, and Olin's our programmer, and I did the art. And we're gonna wait for this to load. We got this.
Here, we see the penguin in her natural habitat, rocky coast along the Antarctic Sea. It's nesting season, and soon our feathered friend will need a home to lay her egg. It takes pebbles of all shapes and sizes to build a great nest. She uses the arrow keys to She hits the Z key to pick up the rock. She hits the Z key again to place the rock. If our young mother isn't careful, a thief will undermine her hard work. She reveals her talent by pressing X. Young mother has been robbed. Mother showed her access. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Mother showed her her business. With her new nest complete, the new mother has provided a safe home for her egg. And before long, fuzzy new life emerges.
But we did include a loose state as well, and there's a few Easter eggs that we demonstrated most of them. But
Here, we see the penguin in her natural habitat.
oh, we meant to
Rocky
skip the
coast
intro.
along the Antarctic
We
Sea.
get to hear it again.
It's nesting season, and soon our feathered friend will need a home to lay her egg. It takes pebbles of all shapes and sizes to build a great nest. She uses the egg she gets. If our young mother isn't careful, a thief will undermine her hard work. Young mother has been robbed. Young mother has been robbed. Her young mother really isn't good at this. Time has run out, and the nesting season time has run out, and the nesting season waits for no bird. The young would-be mother has failed. Better luck next year.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll give you a chance to take a rest so you don't have to follow that immediately. We'd like to have our sponsors, Turbo Play, come up here for a second and just say a few words to you, and we can thank them again for helping us enjoy this great weekend with all the food and stuff that we got to eat.
And huge thanks to Tim, from one event coordinator to another. Seriously. Oh my God. I'm Lisa Weeks. I know a lot of you, and congratulations. This was really awesome. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer and co-founder of Turbo Play, and we are honored to sponsor all of this amazing talent. This is so cool. It's so amazing to see so many friendly faces, people I have met, people I've known for years, people who I just met this weekend. And it's wonderful, wonderful to see you. And it's wonderful to see all of this awesomeness come out of one weekend. This is really cool. So what's Turbo Play? You're probably like, what is that weird little logo? It looks like a turbo thing on all of our marketing materials. That's us. We are the newest competitor in the Store Wars. So Epic Games Store, Valve, of course, GOG, all of these guys that are out there right now. We are creating our own platform to specifically help indies actually make money, because we give 90% revenue share of anybody that is on our store, that is on our platform, right? 90%. We are here to help you eliminate a lot of the struggles, a lot of the headaches that come along with putting your game on a platform. And because there's pretty much been only one game in town, pun intended, we are here to disrupt that. So disruption and distribution. Yeah. That is our jam, pun intended also. And thank you again for all of your support and awesomeness. So be on the lookout for Turbo Play. We're launching GDC, maybe E3, but GDC fingers crossed, tech supporting all of that goodness. But yes, we are out there, we are supporting you, and we want your games on our platform. We've got 40 titles right now, so hit us up. That guy over there, he also helps me out. You see him at a lot of my events. Nick Beckley over there, very cool guy. And this guy right here, Kermit, my marketing coordinator and photographer and designer. Hit us up, talk to us. Let's get your game out there. Turbo Play, Store Wars, join the rebellion.
So in game presentations, the next up we've got Ember by Goma Games, followed by You're the Man Now Dog, and then Finding Home.
Hello. Hello. Okay. So while John is setting up, I'll introduce us. This is John, who's our lead programmer, and Tay. She is a programmer and makes all of the awesome audio that you'll see here. And I'm Kelly. I'm doing all the art. Oh. Let's play it. We're also probably not playing our awesome demo video, but we are really proud of it because we're not video people. And John did a really good video. Alright, so the oh my goodness gracious. Oh, shame. Desktop shame. Alright, the premise of our game, what home means to us. Home is people, not a place. So, what you'll see is you're in a campfire. Oh, maybe play the video instead.
We're good.
You good?
I think so.
Okay. So we start off here at a campfire. And as you walk around, you'll see eyes in the dark. Ominous, scary eyes. And you have to fend them off. Some of them turn red, maybe. Oh, yeah. Red ones are bad. Though some of them, they just want to come and check you out. And they kind of like just hover and go away. They're actually not malicious, though they kind of seem to be.
Oh my gosh!
We died. Anyway, the goal that we wanted to get to, that we didn't get to for this weekend, is that home is a people, not a place. So some of these are actually good guys, and if you follow them away, you actually get to a tribe of actual humans, where you can rejoin the human race and hopefully be protected. So some of these are evil, and they will attack you. Oh no. I think
the dog has got me.
Okay. Yeah. We hope we had a happy ending, though it ends kind of dark. Thank you.
Next up, we've got Samewa Silo with You're the Man Now Dog, followed by Double Comfort with Finding Home, and Emily and GGJ with Welcome to the Island.
good job on that time in the hub, actually.
Next up, we've got Finding Home, followed by Welcome to the Island, and Wizard Slayers, with We're Off to Slay the Wizard.
Hey dudes, we had 10 other people on our team that couldn't make it tonight. Really unfortunate. So while we're getting set up, I want to take a moment to introduce our awesome team. I feel like we kind of lucked out. We didn't really come here with the intention of meeting each other. We just hung out at a table and more people started gathering around, and we eventually just said like, yeah dude, let's just take as many people as we can in. And it turned out, sorry. Nice. You gotta do it. If you hadn't taken a selfie up here, you messed up. I'm very sorry. Alright, so we start with one of our developers. This is Andy over here. He's done some incredible work. He's a professional programmer from New York, and he was an incredible asset. Then we had Eduardo over here, who is also doing programming, who has a fantastic beard and an awesome beanie on right now. We have Tanisha, who helped with a lot of the design in the game. She did a ton of work helping with the marketing stuff as well. She did the typography, the color palette, some really incredible work. Then we have Jacob over here, who was our sound designer and our composer. We have Booty over here, not making that up, Booty. Booty was our project manager. He made sure that everyone had the resources that were necessary to make the game work. Right behind, I have Miles over here. Miles is also another developer who, again, was a gigantic asset. I feel like my responsibility was the guy that didn't know anything about Git repo. And I asked Miles a bunch of questions about that. He helped to figure that stuff out, so thank you, Miles. And then we have Karen right over here, who also helped with doing a little bit of the design work for the levels, a ton of assets for our characters as well. And we have Paxton, who is also helping out with character design and a lot of other graphics. We have Aaron, who is our level designer, doing some really fantastic work at the front end. We have Jaime here. So, so to give you some insight, me and Jaime, this is our first game jam, so give it up for us. So when we started talking about the game, one of the things we did is, like all of you, we talked about what home meant to us. And we did the typical, let's go around and say some words. And the reason why our team name is called Double Comfort is because comfort came up a few times, as I'm sure like it did for you. So comfort, safety, freedom. And then we started talking about the elements that made home feel like home for us. And we kind of figured out that the home wasn't about the place, but sometimes it's about the things that you could collect. For some of us, maybe it was our favorite teddy bear, or maybe a blanket. Maybe it was a warm glass of milk or some noodles. So when we are launched into our game, we're gonna see our protagonist. And her name is Alex, is what we decided on. And Alex is in a familiar place that we all might have been in, right? Maybe she's a little bit lost, right? So when she wakes up in her game world, it feels like her home, but it's not really that familiar, right? This is a dark environment, not really a place where you feel comfort and safe, right? So as she's navigating,
How do you hit the sound?
let's
I'm very sorry about that.
I'm not. Imagine music in your mind. And make it touching, and scary, a little bit scary too. man. I see it. There we go. Here. Booty, as the project manager, said that this is intentional to build tension for the great reveal of what this game is. It's okay.
You have to restart the game to get the sound to work, I think.
So restart? Oh, okay.
Just the game.
We're going to take a 10-second intermission. Think about all the great things we've said so far. And think about how to implement them in your speech when you're up here with your 20-person team.
Who's on your team again?
Oh, let's do that from the top. Okay, so there's 10 people that couldn't make it. This is Andy, this is Jacob, this is Booty, Tanisha. No, just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
Why don't you just hum it?
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the idea of you're gonna imagine the scariest movie music. Okay, so we have Alex who's navigating through our world here. And when she wakes up from her room, she notices that, yeah, it's her house, but it doesn't feel right. It's a little bit darker, a little bit scarier. And this was kind of an impression that we've all gotten. We've all felt lost in our lives, and that's what we wanted to really portray here. So Alex, her goal is to find the things that make home feel like home. So the first thing is her little night lights. And as we actually designed a lot around the sound and the gaming elements, it's totally okay, it's totally okay. We can get up and running. Cool.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's all right.
Sorry.
Click that.
This? Have a drop down.
No drop down. No such luck on this one.
Alright, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. So the first element that you see as we're navigating around the world is she has to find a way to make this scary world feel like home. And you do it by collecting her lantern. And we played a lot with light as we were designing our level. And Alex, her goal is to navigate around the world and find some of the things, like I said before, that make a home or a house feel like home. Like maybe she has to find her teddy bear that she grew up with, right? Maybe that's the thing that allows her to feel a little bit more like home. And as you go around and you collect these different items, eventually in the game world, as we saw before, the home starts to feel a little bit brighter. So right now, as you're imagining the music, it's spooky. But as you collect more items, it becomes more hopeful and more joyous. And that's kind of a reminder that, yeah, sometimes we may feel lost, but ultimately, there's a lot of great things about us that make a place feel like home. And that's what we're really trying to demonstrate here, that, yeah, we can feel lost sometimes in a place that's really familiar. But ultimately, we're going to get through that because all of the things that make up the person that you are is what makes you great. So that is our demonstration for finding home, my friends. Please stand in a cheer.
Next up, we've got Welcome to the Island, followed by We're Off to Slay the Wizard, and then Bird Box with Build to Order.
We're also live streaming all this, so if anybody can't stay for the whole thing and want to keep watching, we're on mixer.com/Seattle_indies.
Hey everyone, we're Team Emily and GGJ. It's an homage to some of the characters in this game. First I'll introduce us. We have Elliot over there, he's our artist, programmer. We have Shen, one of our programmers. We have Justin, another programmer. We have Brad, who's also a programmer, but also did the music. And over here setting up is that on? What?
Was that on? Start one. Got it?
Yeah. Also train that. Over here is Paul, and he is our programmer. But I also put in a game designer because none of us knew how to use Godot. Yeah. Was, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So we pretty much just like hammered him with questions. And I'm Darsh. I was kind of the last ditch programmer, and I was their writer. And believe me, my writing's pretty good punctuation. Punctuation. All right, so here we are. Getting started. All right, you guys want to say anything? Just tell me. All right.
So, Welcome to the Island is a dialogue-driven narrative game featuring 3D graphics and stuff. Our art team did a fantastic job. We have one member of our art team here. The other two are Taylor and Chris.
Yeah, Taylor and Chris are gone, but they did a good job.
They did a really good job. So let's get in the game here. A terrible storm is coming. 48 hours is all you have. Save the island.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah, we also have a cat. We named it GGJ after GG from Kiki's Delivery Service, and of course GGJ because that's the initials of Global Game Jam.
So basically, the character is on an island. Her boat crashed, and as you walk around the island, you can find some NPCs to talk to, and we have a dialogue system with choices and options of dialogue. So stop right there. I don't really want to read it all, but so we have different options, and the narrative is really, it's pretty good for 2 days. So yeah, you can just go around befriending the islanders.
Yeah, so this guy has most of my writing because it's mostly puns. Oh, he chose the wrong one. Yeah, so he's gonna be like a failure. So it's a lot of coding puns. So he says stuff like, "How with that right there." he says stuff like, don't be sad. Yeah, don't be sad. It doesn't suit you. Like that's obnoxious laughter.
So as you talk to the players, we're just trying to find them all. Each of them gives you an item, which then you can use, and you're faced with different choices of what you can do with the items, which impacts the ending of the game. Yeah, sometimes they're very flighty. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, one of those is named Wind Flight, so.
Next up, we've got We're Off to Slay the Wizard, followed by Build to Order and Stream Warning. Fun fact about We're Off to Slay the Wizard, their favorite marsupial is koalas.
There was debate about it. I mean, yeah, but possums. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me.
I don't like my pets to be dead.
You know, not everything gets a chance to be alive in this world. Like the wizard.
All koalas do is eat eucalyptus all the time.
Well, how do we know the wizard doesn't eat eucalyptus?
Well, while we get started, morbid fact of the day, over 90% of native koalas have chlamydia.
Thanks! You just ruined my night. This is the tone of the game, too, just so you guys know. Alright, yeah, also while we're getting started, we should introduce our fantastic group. This is our programmer, Xander. He's the capable one. The rest of us are nuts. Yeah, this is Jess, our environment artist.
This is Jess, our environment artist.
Hello!
She did an amazing job sort of bringing the entire world to life. This is Wendy, our UX artist. She did UI and UX. She did the design of the game, the layout, all of the pretty blue shiny things that you see, those are her. And then this is Travis. I promise I remembered. Travis did our character art, so all the little wiggles and animations that you see were done by him, and they were all spectacular. Also, that starting screen. So, allow me to give you a scenario, my friends. You are about to play your favorite game for the 25th time. It is your home. It's everything that you grew up with and everything that you cherish. All you want to do is explore this world that you love so much. But what's at the start of every game that everybody who's played a game more than once hates? The tutorial. Now, as it turns out, we've watched the tutorial 24 times. We've listened to him drone on and on 24 times. I would say that's 23 times too many. Go ahead. It's time to slay the wizard.
Yeah!
And that's the basis of this game. It is a bullet hell 2D, as you can see. Not an easy one. As it turns out, tutorial wizards are kind of tough. They happen to know their stuff. You wouldn't have thought.
Look, we turned into a possum.
We did turn into a possum. We're dead now. But if you do manage to defeat the wizard, then you'll actually, well, you know, it's a really big if.
You got this.
You technically can listen to the wizard. You technically can, but I really don't recommend it as it takes 2 minutes. That's a lot of writing of terrible drabbling on about stuff that doesn't matter that I had to write for you. So appreciate me, please. Thank you. I love you all. And now you should appreciate him. He's about to do it. For all of us, he has slain the wizard. And now he can go explore his home. The home he loves so much. Thank you, everybody.
Did you even introduce yourself?
Oh, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Zan. This is Hornet. Yahoo!
Wizard Slayers.
Next up, we've got Build to Order, followed by Stream Warning, and then What is Team featuring Impeccable Houses?
Wake up. It's like, yeah, you need that mouse. And then do we have a? Who's our HMI? Oh, got it. Yeah, for sure. Plug in, do I don't? Do we need to plug it in? Probably. Do it plug just in case. Yeah. Sure. Just another second, y'all. Apologies. Dude, was it? Oh yeah, thank you. That's a good one. Almost. Yeah, we are. Cool. All right. Go for it, indeed. All right. Do we have a microphone? Got it. Okay, cool.
Alrighty, so you guys ready for another bird game?
Yeah.
Woo! So this is Build to Order, and it's a game about building houses for your friendly neighborhood bird friends.
We got sound?
Oh, we don't have sound, do we?
Oh no.
One sec.
Oh man. Yep.
It's probably going to be under options, so we just need to switch it over.
Oh yeah. Click on something or something?
Yeah. we go. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, so this is Build to Order. It's a game about making houses for your friendly bird friends. So you play carpenter, and as you can see, it's really important to remember where you put your tools, to build houses with. Hang on. Yeah. So okay. So look, we have a new customer. So every day you start by getting different orders from different birds for different houses, right? And you have to remember where you put your tools, and you have to follow the instructions to build a house. So we have logs, we have to saw, planks of wood, nails, hammers, if you do it in the right order. And also, it's important to hurry because you have a lot of clients and a lot of houses to build before the end of the day.
Oh, and
Yeah, good job. So we've got a couple rounds to go, but while we're building these houses, let me introduce the team. So I'm Steve Zapata. I'm a tech artist. I do shaders and some modeling. So we had Avery Pratt on audio, Patrick Allred on audio as well, John Michael Hunt on audio as well. You over there? Come on up, you want to. So we had Thomas on 3D, Victor Cortez, who's playing right now on FX, UI, and art, and then Ed Liu, who I'm sure some of y'all have heard of, on programming. Yeah. So also, I wanted to point out that while let me see here. So on this jam, we had a few people on the team who were new to Unity and new to version control as well, and they just did a really awesome job. And I just wanted to give them some props because that's a mountain to climb. And they did a really great job. So each day, you get more and more building materials, more items, more props, and you also have an assistant who keeps on changing the locations and reorganizing your folders. So you get weird things like fidget spinners and eggs and stuff sometimes. I don't know why you put that in a workbench. Weird.
Throw the fish.
Oh yeah, where's the
no. Top left. Or damn it. Bottom, I mean. Hammer. Nail. Throw the fish.
I'm trying to actually build a house here.
You're doing a pretty good job. I can see a house under that.
Hammer nails? Shit. Where? Oh, there we go.
Hey, I think it's supposed to look like a house. Like a house.
You know, I wasn't that sure.
With like a roof and, I'm just saying.
Alright, oh no.
2 seconds.
No!
Yeah?
Yeah. How do you skip it? Backtick or kill the W. Wait,
So
get through this first. You have to go. You have to get to the next. There you go.
Alright, how do you skip it?
Yay! The hacks.
So by now you might be wondering what home means. Well, so pretty. What is happening? So that's it. Thank you guys.
The most grateful bird.
Next up, we've got stream warming, followed by B-Buds, followed by What a Drag.
Can you help me on putting stuff? Can you just talk about that?
Yeah, take it back.
So my name is Louis, and I work on this thing called Stream Warmer. And essentially, it's a game played on top of Twitch. So I would welcome everyone to join, my Twitch channel so we can play along. Basically, I'm going for like a lot of these diversifier here, community thing, and all this room for one stuff. So everyone can join and play the game. Essentially, the game is a very let me pull up this chat client real quick. I have this chatty client for gaming here for Twitch, and then here's the game itself. So basically, the question we have for the jam is what does it mean to be what home means to us? And to me, as a new type of streamer, I think that I want to build community, and I think the home on top of a stream channel is pretty much a home, and I felt there's a lore behind this. The lore is, as a new streamer who doesn't have anyone, maybe there's a ghost in my stream that's totally driving away all my following and whatnot. And so what if I can, basically, there's a game that allows you to defeat these demon, whatever it is, represented by this very, very, very basic shape. And yeah, you can basically do a lot of stuff, and the more you chat and the more you interact with the stream, then you'll kill the monster, and eventually get him a follower. That's pretty much the deal with the game, basically. Yeah. Yeah.
Next up, we've got Bee Buds, followed by What a Drag. And after that, we've got A Place of My Own. Fun fact, Bee Buds' team name is Bee Boys, and they really like matcha pineapple ice cream.
Somebody put it in there. Was it you? I suspect it was you. Wasn't me. Where's the adapter thing? HDMI or mini DisplayPort. I had the DisplayPort to HDMI. Oh, that'll work. Oh, I forgot the thing. Nice. Sound? Can we tell?
It's on your speakers, isn't it?
No.
Change.
It's not it. Come on.
Headphones, yeah.
Click on what thing?
It's around the bottom of your seats, so it should make a noise.
It says headphones, but I can't hear it. Maybe it just needs to be restarted.
Probably so.
Hey, there we go.
Alright, we are Team B Boys, and we made a game called Bee Buds. And to a lot of people, family can be your home, or friends can be home, or community can be home, like the Seattle Indies, etc. Community could be, or your home could mean something even beyond that. But we kind of went with a route of you got a beehive, and it's you and a few other bees. They're your bee buds or your pollen pals, etc. So here we have our intro screen kind of tries to show you what you're going to be doing in the game. You're going to be looking for pollen, and your bee friends and your bee buds are requesting a certain color. And when you deliver it to them in their little honeycomb, they're going to have a heart, and you're going to try to please everyone by finding their choice of pollen from their favorite takeout flower. So whenever you pick up a pollen, you actually kind of get weighted down and have to do a little bit of up arrow keys to keep yourself from just dropping to the ground. So you can see when we deliver, we get a nice little heart there. The spiders and the hornets will attack as they keep dropping pollen. Got a bunch of busy worker bees in the back there. It's nighttime now and it's raining. We have a cool moon with some sunglasses at the top right. So now you've appeased the hive and everyone's happy. I'm Matthew McCord. I did the artwork and the sound, the music, and some design, a tiny bit of programming. This is David Scherer. He did the vast majority of the programming and some design with me.
So this was made in Pico 8, which is kind of a fantasy console. It's got a full editor in here, but because of the screen size constraints, it's kind of hard to actually program it. But it's got a fine editor for sprites with a shared sprite and map area, as well as like an actual editor for the map here, which is phenomenally hard to navigate with one hand. It has a number of constraints in here, including like strange CPU things. You can see here that we've used almost all of the tokens that we are allowed for even this fairly simple game. And the compressed size is 76% of the allowed size for the game. And the whole game compiles down to this image. If you look real close, you can see that the gray isn't entirely flat. That's it.
Next up, we've got What a Drag, followed by A Place of My Own, and Famine Furry TD.
Okay, we got HTML, or how we doing this?
Thankfully, we won't experience any audio problems.
Correct.
Yes, no audio problems.
That's right.
Use the line of imagine.
Yeah, imagine we had an audio person.
Ultra.
Loud enough?
Hey everyone. Y'all have a good jam? All right. So this is What a Drag. When discussing what home meant to us, we thought of home as a place of security, of strength, of keeping your worldly possessions, that sort of stuff. So go ahead and go here. And so in this world where your home is your source of strength, and all of your abilities, obviously everyone in this universe would want to take their home with them. So we have our main character, Moshi, and he is going along in the universe, taking his home with him. And because his home is such a precious thing, it is obviously not something you want to lose. So he, in this little demo here, is on his way to get to the great golden gated community where his home will be forever safe. But he has to make it there first. While going along, conceivably you could find power-ups, things that would make your home stronger. Oh my goodness, but then in creepy nighttime you need to defend your home from the things that are going for it. You need to keep it safe, keep things away from it. So this was a very, very fun project for all of us. We had 3 artists who worked together to create an entire unified experience. You'll see in our environment here, the game board is actually cardboard. The trees are cardboard cutouts that are marked up with crayons or markers. And then the house itself here is actually, if you look really close, it's a cardboard cutout with tape. So this was a really cool thing to work on for all of us. We had, I'm Bri Hunter. I was sort of the project lead and conceptual guy. The house is stuck. What have you done? This is very traumatizing. This is Ben Shutt. He was sort of our main programmer because one of our other programmer guys who worked with us, Andrew McDonald, he worked with us remotely, but he got like death plaguey, so he decided he was going to be home in terminal horrible pain.
He's okay.
He's okay. Now he's okay. He's unconscious now, but he's fine. This is Honda. She did our main character Moshi's animation art, which, as it turns out, getting 2D sprite animation into a 3D environment is actually pretty hard. This is Corwin. He did our 3D environmental textures. And then over there is the wonderful Jennifer Cook, who did these absolutely gigantic, super ultra high resolution house renders for us that she hand drew herself. She actually took markers, scanned them in, and turned them into our textures that we use for coloring the trees. So all of these assets are completely unique and original, created from scratch. So yeah, this was a really great project, and we hope you all had a good jam as much as we did.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I started.
Oh. Because in our game, as you actually level up the house and get dynamics with it, as you add things to the house to increase your abilities, the house actually does get heavier. And so there is actually a tension on the springs for as you were walking along. It actually does drag your character along.
It normally doesn't get stuck.
Normally you don't, unless you drive into a pile of rocks.
Yeah. I don't think I can get the goal.
I'm kidding.
It's okay.
Yay, thank you.
Next up, we've got A Place of My Own, followed by Famine Fury TD, and then Deco Dash.
Is everyone having a good jam so far? Oh, wow, you just said that. You made me remember me from earlier games in this jam, such as Finding Home, which was a fantastic team of 30 plus people. And I had so much fun that I decided to make another game in my spare time because I had a project manager. Pro tip, kids. Get one. So this game is called A Place of My Own, and in it you play as a millennial who has just moved out, and you have a place of your own. I did not include any sound, so I'm going to give you some live voiceover narration right now. This is a tiny game of personalization. That might seem like a joke because of like the falling currency rate, but it's really just a typo. So let's go shopping and decorate our apartment. We've got options for style, convenience, cost. You got $600. I mean, that's so much money. Where are we gonna go? Rainforest.com, Nora's Antiques, or the Bigger Better box. Let's crowdsource this. Where are we going? Box? All right. This national chain caters to the needs of the common people. Its products are mass-produced and cheaply made, but they're also cheap. Overworked minimum wage employees attempt to greet me as I rush into the store. Let's see, what do I want to get? Maybe a pull-out couch, some bestseller mysteries, some thick blinds, a reading lamp, or should I just go somewhere else? What do you guys think? Pull-out couch, obviously. We need somewhere to sleep. $110 for back problems, but the floor is free. This seems like a necessity, so I'm going to purchase it. Maybe I needed it. I definitely need more. All right, let's go to somewhere else. Antiques? Ah, yes. An austere, respected shop located downtown. Stuff is probably owned by people who are dead, but the displays are gorgeous. All right. So what do I want from here? A Chase Lounge, some secondhand novels, maybe a hand-carved bookshelf. Oh yeah, let's get a bookshelf. $550. And I literally just spent, like, I only have $600, okay? I spent first month's rent, last month's rent, utilities, come on. Novels? Yeah. Only the classics for $9. That sounds worth the money to me. I'm so glad I bought it. And there's always more money to spend. All right, last one. Let's go to rainforest.com. It's a thrifty online store that carries literally everything you could ever want. And it's a magical place full of many amazing, useless items. Succulents! Yes! $10 worth of plant. Buy it. Let's go. Neat.
Can you buy rainforest.com Prime?
I actually can. Let's get this bread. Let's get some more rainforest.com. Shop here. Yes, with Rainforest Elite, I can get everything for free, 2-day shipping. The shag carpet? All right. $80? Really? Buy it. Done. Neat. All right. Now, the thing that means home to me is whatever you make it. And so the thing that this game is all about is just the stuff that you filled your apartment with. I've got some well-worn novels, some succulents, a shag carpet. I think I'm really done. Well, let's see. I do still have $391. No, I'm done. Yes, and I still have money. And now I can finally relax and call this place home. Thank you for playing with me, and I hope you have a great jam.
Up next, we've got Famine Fury TD, followed by Sticky Biscuits with Deco Dash, and Finding the Quiet Place with Home is Where You're Loved.
Let's get the sound working first. Is it working?
Does it sound change it to speakers?
Yeah. There we go.
That would be useful.
Why is the music happening right now? Why is it happening? Okay, why is it playing the music though?
The music is on.
Why is the music playing?
I've got another tab open.
Oh my god. Spoilers.
Spoilers. Sorry guys.
Spoilers. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is day 8 of the Great Famine. You play as a farmer named Martin, and you have the last remaining food in the town of Huckleberry. The situation is tense, and people are getting desperate. So it is up to you to take matters into your own hand and do whatever you feel is necessary to protect your home and your crops. So,
get off my golf farm.
What we have here is a tower defense game. You can set up different crossbows or some firing scarecrows to ward off the townsfolk. You gain money by killing the townsfolk, as well as growing your crops and upgrading your farm to increase your profit. You can upgrade your scarecrows and crossbows as the time goes on, and they each upgrade gets more expensive over time. So there is a little bit of strategy into this. The scarecrows are really, really good at doing some close-up damage. They have a short range, but they do a lot of damage. And the crossbows are a longer range weapon that are really good for getting the ones who might try to get away. So, here on our team, we have Kyle, who did a lot of the design and basically just the general overall project manager. He was a really great asset to the team. Really great working with him. My name is Jeremiah. I did all of the game art and assets for this game. It's all done completely by hand. This is also Kyle. He did a lot of the programming along with Jacob, who did the rest of the programming, and they just made a really wonderful team. We also have one other member who unfortunately did not make it. His name was Josiah. He went home. He did all the music and all the sound design for this game, and he did a really excellent job. So obviously each wave gets a lot harder as it goes on, and it gets really intense after a few waves. The highest score that we have is 31, held by Jacob here, and we honestly could not get any further than that. It was rough. So if you guys get any higher scores, let us know, because it got pretty bad near the end there. So, if any of you want a taste of what the higher levels look like, this is what it turns into. It is a hectic mess, but we hope you all enjoy protecting your farm and your home for as long as possible from the townsfolk. Thank you.
With all that murder, you'll be able to buy so many things on rainforest.com. Next up, we've got Deco Dash, followed by Home is Where You're Loved, and then Pigeonhole. More birds.
Well, here's Sticky Biscuits. Part of what home means to me is being able to personalize where you live, but that can be a little hard in a dystopian future where you play as a contestant in a brutal home decorating show. In our game, you earn points by putting specific decorations into your room, while other contestants try to ruin that by sneaking things you don't like into your room, stealing your stuff, or slapping your face.
I'll just talk while David figures this out. This is David. He did all the programming and coding. Marshall, Nina, and myself are all some combination of artist and designer, and none of us want to claim responsibility for this particular game because it's nonsense. Okay.
This one will be nothing. Different both. This one's nothing.
That makes sense.
Great. All right. We did it. What are you guys doing in my house? Oh my god. Get away from my chair. My chair. Wait, you're not in my house? Oh, I thought that was my house. This is my house. Okay. This is all this crap. Take off. Trying to get all this. Okay, what do I need in one? Sweet, green, yellow. Alright. Green and yellow. Green and yellow. Yellow. Oh, that's not. Is that sweet? Is the lamp sweet? I want the lamp, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I want this thing. Fucking sports. Green. I want that. No, stop it. Where are you going? Alright, basketball hoop.
No, get out of here. Hey, get out of the room. I need that.
No, that's mine. My nice yellow stuff. Get out of here. Wait, no. What? No, that's fine. Stop putting this shit. Oh my god.
Get this out of here. I need this. Get out of here.
Get out of my room.
No, I need this. No, get it out. I need this. Bye.
Get out of my house. Oh, actually, you can take that. I don't want that. I don't want to stay there. Oh, no, no.
Oh no, it's gonna end. Hey, give me that nice coffin.
Wait.
No.
One! Yes!
So better.
That went pretty well.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. No further comments.
I'm not holding your whole hand. Oh, you're good.
I would definitely describe my own preferences as science, red, and yellow. Next up, we've got Home is Where You Are Loved, followed by Pigeonhole, made by Pigeonhole, and Fight the Dungeon.
HD mic was being taken by the headset, so you know, kind of creates fun. All right, well, our game is called Home is Where You're Loved, and if you remember anything about the pitch, it's just, it's not really, I mean, it's a game. It's just you press buttons and you receive feedback from people. Our idea of what home is from the title is abstract, but it's about to get really wholesome in here, by the way. The idea is you are enough, you are valid, you are seen, you have worth. When you're struggling, when you tell a bad joke, and people are gonna laugh. When you tell a bad joke, people still laugh. When you feel inadequate, you're enough. And it's just, you know, it's hard. Sometimes we have a hard time remembering that, or feeling that. And so here's a game where people just tell you how awesome you are the whole time. And they're in your house for some reason. We don't know how they got there, but don't worry about that. Door was unlocked, maybe, I don't know. All right, so the way the game works is it's VR, so you're just doing your thing. There's a little panel of buttons, and you press the buttons, and they all have actions. So you have like flex, or you have like tell a joke, or you know, and the people will just respond to what you do. And oh, sorry, I totally forgot to introduce us too. My name's John Michael. I did audio, which did a little bit of music, and so much dialogue recording. Oh my god! And this is Eric. You might remember as your illustrious keynote speaker at the beginning of the jam. He did literally everything else. So this guy.
By the way, if your Global Game Jam bingo card has blue screen during a presentation, you can mark that box right now.
All right. So I don't know if there's anything. Oh yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about making it after we watch. Oh, you're almost there. Okay. Well, I'll tell you the story real quick. So this ended up being. So basically, every time you press a button, it triggers several phrases, and it has to pick from a pool. We didn't want it to get too repetitive, so I ended up having to record and edit about like almost 300 dialogue clips. But the way I did it, I was like, instead of taking you into a room and holding a microphone and being like, say I love you, like, terrifying. So I got a whole group of jammers, and it was just like, hey, we're gonna have a party over there, and I'm gonna go around with a field recorder, and we're gonna like read positive phrases, and everybody, it was actually like the best experience. It was so much fun. A bunch of people in here did it, and it was great. We ready to go?
I hope so.
All right. Oh, there's a couple of Easter eggs. You see there's a Doge button. Is there no sound? Our game was entirely sound. There's another little button on the side that I hope he shows.
All right. Here we go.
You always make me laugh.
How many jokes do you want to tell?
Always make me laugh.
You're so good at math. I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds impressive.
You could talk
You're
with
so
you.
good at math. You know what doesn't have a limit? You.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Adonis. Yes. Oh my god. You're so sick around here.
Don't give up.
I really like
I really
you.
like what you have so far. You can do this.
Oh,
Could you help me with my homework?
That's
so interesting.
could you help me
You
with
should
my
be
homework?
in Mensa. I love you just the way you
You
are.
don't have to be anything but yourself.
I care so much about you.
Everybody loves you. I love you just the way you are.
You don't have to be anything but yourself.
Boy. Boy. Much good. So amazed.
It's very great. Please again. I'm very grateful.
So amazed.
I really
You did
admire
so well. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
You did so well.
You did so well.
I really admire you. I love
That was the sweetest ending ever. Oh my god, how did you do that? Yeah, so do you want to say anything? I mean, I kind of already went the whole spiel.
That's the thing I'm proudest of is I use binaural sound, so you can actually pick out the person in the room when you're wearing headphones. You can tell which person's talking to you. It makes it like this really crazy personal experience, and I think that the video does not capture the like emotional setting of being able to do this in VR when you actually feel like you're in this room surrounded by people who just have nothing but good things to say about you. So like that's the part of the game that I think just really went great. It doesn't show up in the video, but I think one of my best jams ever.
It was great.
All those people also think it's one of your best jams ever. Next up, we've got Pigeonhole, followed by Fight the Dungeon and Party Engine.
Hi everyone, we're Pigeonhole from Pigeonhole. Originally I was gonna call our team name the Cool Kid, but we don't like it, so we're Pigeonhole. Before we start everything we're saying, I was just gonna introduce everyone, and here's Joseph, Ho-Chin, Jason, and Asasha. I think these three are doing the programming, and here's our artists, and I'm just here to mess around, so. Yeah, it's my job. And so, about home. There's a lot of responsibility when it comes to home, and especially when you have kids. And so our game is about, Pigeon taking care of the kid, and we're just trying to, bring home some food, and in this case, the kid really wanted KFC, so we're heading out to get some fried chicken, and let's just see can our game actually work. You know, kids, they like those kind of food. I still like kids. Here we go. You just wander around the city, and we can just start playing it. Okay. And there's a bunch of characters and homies on the street. Try to get back at home at time so your kid don't starve. I mean, you don't want that to be happening at home. There's one homies. Yeah, try to get back home on time. And we got a lot of local Seattle character here. Oh, if you get hit by a car, I think you're pretty much dead. Alright, let's see, can you make it to KFC? We made all the art here. Oh, here we go. We don't have the sound effect for KFC. No. Well, we have a lot of sound effect planning, but we're updated later on.
So we're planning on making the game so that like during the nighttime it will actually become more dangerous. So there will be like drunk driver and like a bunch of more dangerous people on the street. It will also be someone with like the gun or something. But we didn't have like enough time to put in all the stuff we have. But we have sort of the infrastructure in place. So there's like the tracking for time of the day. So we have the ability to add it. Yeah, just right now time doing it.
Yep, and then
once you get home, they score the upper left increases, and you fed your children. Yep.
Anything you want to add? Alright,
Alright,
this
that's it.
again, and yeah,
Okay.
that's all. That's
Right.
That's it.
We've got 5 games left. So next up, we've got Fight the Dungeon, followed by Party Engine, and then Beyond Home.
Nope.
Alright, I'm Kobe. This is Fight the Dungeon. Has nothing to do with the theme at all. Didn't do anything with the theme. Global Game Jam was my mistress for the weekend on all the projects I don't want to work on right now. Want to do my own thing. So Fight the Dungeon is just a turn-based RPG. So we enter a room, we play as a basic warrior, mage, and cleric. We got some dum-dums and a wisp. So our mage here has 5 abilities. We have our basic attack, works on like a basic D&D combat roll system. So we can stoke the flames. This is going to apply burning on all the enemies. Give them a debuff. Dum-dum takes damage from his burns. Dum-dum uses basic attack. Our warrior can demoralize, reducing all their strength. Wisps take damage from his burns. The base gameplay is pretty much just a dungeon grinder. You just grind dungeon after dungeon and see how long you can last, leveling up your characters and trying to survive. The record is about 5 rooms. It's not a lot. People usually don't get that far. All the characters have permadeath, so when your characters dies, they're gone, and you gotta start dealing with the dungeon with whoever you have left. So with the mage here, I applied the burning effect last turn. Now I can use Pyroclasm. That's going to guarantee me a crit on an enemy with burning. We can use Whirlwind to deal damage to everybody. Smite the dum-dum. All the art was made by me, and I don't do art, so that might explain some things. The writing is also by me, so there's lots of spelling errors. I don't usually like put spaces after periods. It's a lot of work. Oh, we don't have enough mana to use that ability, but they're still on fire. We've killed all the enemies. I think we get a level up. Yeah. So basic D&D stats. Level up all my guys. We have a strong warrior. And then Buoyancy has entered the room, which is making waves and is coming early access Q2 2019, wishlist on Steam now. And that's pretty much the game. You can also check out Buoyancy at Twitter, buoyancygame.com. And that's my game.
Next up, we've got Party Engine, followed by Beyond Home, and then Fido.
What's up, guys? I'll talk a little bit while Nick sets up. I'm Kalen Pollock, the programmer. This is Nick Kamen, our artist. When we started off this jam, we were throwing around a lot of highfalutin ideas about, leaving home and what it means to grow up and leave your home behind and moving to a new place and discarding your old stuff. We ended up throwing all those ideas away and instead settling on this sort of this concept that we're both very familiar with at home, which is just a very lit party.
Home is where you party.
Yeah, home is where you party. And Nick in particular spent a lot of time, spent several of his college years at a house with a lot of degenerates who were throwing parties all the time.
I didn't plug it into the HDMI.
All right.
Where's the HDMI?
Please do that.
Oh, sweet. Will that have audio?
So yeah, we essentially just wanted to create something that captures the idea of an exciting party, either one you threw at your house or something maybe your roommates threw and you're just along for the ride. I'll let Nick explain the technical side of it.
No one's at the party. What's going on?
There it is. Yeah, so Party Engine is just an engine that generates parties. And every so often it'll make a new party. Oh, sometimes the new changes. No one's at this one either. I can press the button to add some people. And sometimes there's some slow-mo close-up shots. Some horses, yeah. Look at that, look at them go. So, like I said, Party Engine isn't actually a video game technically, because there's no interaction involved. But we kind of wanted to make a music visualizer with this weekend. And I guess the idea for me is like, where we can take this in the future is, like, you could just put this on at a party. Oh my god. Yeah, heart. Alright. Like, you could host a party and just put this on in the background. Like, maybe we could get it to hook up to Spotify and just, like, be on beat. But then it would just enhance the experience of the party. It would just, overall increase the energy and just like right now, the enjoyment that everyone's having, because you can see them enjoy themselves so much. And I guess, this one's good. Pizza party. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's all really. Party on.
Party on. I'll flip through it a few more times. The Snapchat was like a very late night idea. Thank you guys.
Oh, sorry. To give credit where it's due, our friend Felix, from afar, provides us with music.
That was Party Engine. Next up, we've got Beyond Home, followed by Fido, and then Return to Dust.
Hey everybody. Let them set up. Oh, jam. Everybody have fun? Almost done? Yeah. Our game's not nearly as happy as that. It's a little more sad.
You're supposed to talk it up.
No, well, it's good. It's just sad. It's not a party game. Let them go. So let's see, five of us. I'm Terrence. Hi. I did all the art and some of the design, I guess. We all did that. Rob did AI stuff. Brady here did lots of coding, same with Terry, and Max were there did music. Yeah, so I came into the gym, I always want to like learn a thing. I just wanted to learn animation this time. Like, I know some animation, sorry. Like, I know some, but not a lot, so I wanted to learn some more.
Wait.
Basically taught me
Audio.
everything. What's up?
Audio.
Oh, audio, yeah.
Thanks.
Seriously.
Thanks, guys.
Huh?
No, it's put an audio.
Okay, so, well, there's like, yeah. So, that's all, so I figured what kind of game does a lot of animations and stuff, so I thought about a, it's not on there.
That one was right.
Yeah, that one, yeah. A sneaking game, right? So I was like, okay, so I kind of, at first started to like, shoehorn it into the theme, and I realized this is kind of an important thing. It's actually really, like, we were thinking about, like, so, everyone else is, talking about home meets them and stuff, and like, we're all gonna go home at some point, watch some of this, probably.
Do you know what might fix it? It's the other one. It's the real tech. Yes, the real tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, some people don't get to go home. It's sad. So
okay.
it's okay. It's a sad thing, anyways.
Yeah, do that.
There we go. So yeah, for a lot of reasons, some people don't get to, and it's sad. They're stuck somewhere, or maybe in a cage somewhere. Sad. But yeah, so this little girl is stuck in this place, and am I in the way? I'm sorry. So the girl's stuck in here, and she's trying to get home, and maybe can't get there, or whatever. So it's a sneaking game. Go ahead, start up. So yeah, so you can walk around. Obviously, there's a bunch of different like states. You can crouch, you can hide, you can do stuff. There's these robots after you. And that armband is really cool. It beeps when they're very close to you, so you can kind of tell, which is fun. Hopefully it's not super dark up on there. But yeah, so built the whole level and stuff, and basically it's a one-level sneaking game. If they catch you, if they get close enough, I think it works. You're just really good at it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'll let you play. It's pretty atmospheric, so get to the end and you'll see. They got you. Get good, Rob. I believe in you. You do it.
Just cross to the left. Yeah.
Looks like, yeah, really? Yay, and there's some credits up there. And if you're looking at distance, you can see our village that she wants to go to. Yeah. Anybody else want to say anything? Yes? Huh? Oh, that's right. Thank you, Daniel. For real-time lighting technician. He fixed one of the lights near our jam space so it wasn't burning our faces off. So we told him we'd give him the credit. There it is.
Finally, one of the credits. Next up, we've got Fido, and then last but not least, we'll have Return to Dust.
Nice.
We're super prepared. So yeah, we made a game called Fido, and our inspiration was really a pretty simple concept of, you know, when you think about home, it's really the only place where you get back to at the end of the day, you know, every day. And so our game has a pretty simple premise, and that is to go home. The only difference is, in our case, you're in a spooky dark forest. So again, it's a pretty simple premise, except for, you know, the forest is full of, well, darkness, and what lives in darkness, and that's kind of just the main idea of what could be preventing you from reaching your final destination. And in this case, it's a giant, scary dog. So you can pick up sticks and distract the dog, or try to fend it off, and buy yourself a little bit of time to either sneak around or just run past him completely and continue on your way. So basically just get home and don't get caught. Yeah. Creature artist and level design programmer and animator, writer, UI, UX. We had some wonderful help on music and more programmers. So pretty good team, pretty good experience.
I got past it. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's about it.
All right, last but not least, we've got Return to Dust.
Well, yeah, I don't know where Evan Witt is, but he did our music, and you did an incredible. Oh, there you are. Yeah, fantastic.
What an amazing job, everyone. Hi everyone, my name is Scott Bjork, and I guess I get to be the last presenter. It's been a great conference. Some of the projects I'm just blown away by, and gosh, there was, what was the spring-loaded home one with the handcrafted artwork, did all their own assets. I'm like on the other side of the spectrum where I didn't own my own assets, heavily leveraged the asset store for my project. Return to Dust is, this actually is, my time spent here was taking a part of my larger game project, taking out just a small portion of that and building out what may become a chapter of my bigger project, which involves a robot who finds himself awake and sentient on the moon and has to figures chapter 1 story out there, but then return to home, planet Earth, return to dust. So this kind of fits into that storyline narrative, and there's characters involved and such. Figure out audio. That's on this side. Do I need to read this, or is it visible to everybody in the back as well? So the robot is actually the AI driving the vehicle right now, and I'm just like the gunner on the back of this thing. here, and that's kind of the idea.
You were blocking Nova.
I don't know that I really have all that much more to tell that the game isn't showing, so. I don't have implemented the continuation. It does say, let's head home. And after you shoot down all the drones, there is kind of a secret spot on the map and a way to switch the controls between the gunner and the driver. And then you can do, continue the game as an exploration game to find out where you're actually heading in this environment and see what the robot believes is his actual home. As it is right now, it's just sort of a continuation of this Easter egg in here, and I don't know that you can ever get close enough to see it, but I have Global Game Jam is on the sign on billboards here. And I got one more drone flying around. Alright. I think I'm going to leave it with that. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating. Give yourself another big round of applause. Hope to see you all back next year. We handed out some note cards earlier if you want to like write down what your favorite game is out of all those. If you can remember, there was quite a few games that we saw tonight. A lot of really amazing stuff that you guys all did. Yeah, just write those down. Bring those to me before you leave. Don't forget, sign our poster here if you haven't done that already. Also, we have some Hello Neighbor Funko Pops. If anybody likes Pops, just grab one. They're up for grabs. Take them, please. There's still a whole bunch of G Fuel and a few cups left. Take those too. Clean up your stuff, and yeah, we'll see you again. Thanks.